Welcome, and good morning to another episode of the Stephen Millsap Show, where today we're going through the results from this week from the games that I picked. Now, if you remember, my Power 5 before this week was Ohio State, Texas, Michigan, Oregon, and Penn State. Have they changed? Probably. Now, on to my predictions, where I didn't have such a great week. Thought Texas, Missouri, Wazoo, Notre Dame, Fresno State, TCU, and Miami would win, and they all lost, giving me 7 losses for the week. I did have 13 wins, but I'd like to win more than 2/3 of the games. However, my Pac 12 picks, I went 3-1. And so over the last 2 weeks, I think that puts me at 8-1 since I was perfect last week. Let's do this then. But again, Oklahoma beat Texas in a heck of a game. Got to give it up to Oklahoma. That might push them up my rankings. Matter of fact, it definitely did. But did they make my top 5? We shall see. NC State beat Marshall. Alabama beat Texas A&M. Iowa beat Purdue. Louisiana beat Texas State. Ohio State beat Maryland. A lot of people thought that game would be closer, but what has Maryland ever proven? Not much in the last 70 years. Florida State over Virginia Tech. North Carolina over Syracuse. Georgia over Kentucky. Michigan over Minnesota in a drubbing. Ole Miss beat Arkansas. Georgia Tech beat Miami on one of the most boneheaded things I've ever seen in my life. Oregon State beat Cal. USC beat Arizona, and Colorado beat Arizona State. All right, now to my Power 5. Although I added 2 alternates this week as well too, my just out of the top 5. Just out of my top 5, Penn State and Oklahoma. And now who is in my top 5? Number 5, I got Georgia. I said they weren't very impressive. However, they were quite impressive last week, or this week. Number 4, Washington. I know I had them out of my top 5. They had a bye. Nothing should have changed. But I didn't like having all 3 good Big Ten teams just in the top 5. So I took Penn State out as the 3rd best Big Ten team and replaced it with Washington. At number 3 is Oregon. They had a bye as well. But, Texas had to fall out of the top 5. They lost. Number 2, I've got Michigan. Although the way they won, I almost put them at number 1. But Ohio State was number 1 last week, and they've done nothing to change that. Here within hopefully next week or the week after, my algorithm will be complete. I am almost through week 1 right now. I did week 0 and week 1. Now I'm applying the algorithm to every single FBS game played. And so it's taking a little bit of time. And so my Power 5 might change on that. I'm also working on a few other things for this channel, as in, again, the algorithm. I am working on taking the playoffs back to 1936 and working them forward and putting together power rankings, all-time power rankings for each school. And yeah, tell me what I can do better. I understand. I need to add more energy into this. It's kind of hard at 6 in the morning when I have to keep quiet because everybody's sleeping. but I will work on it. I may try to add some other things into this to help it go a little bit better. Um, that is that. I hope you find folks have a wonderful and soft hearted day. And thank you for watching the Stephen Millsap Show.